I'm Spiders, and I've got something to say. This is my review slash overview on Avengers Under the Siege. Very important story, very crucial. Written by Roger Stern, a very famous writer for that era. It's late 80s. So basically, it in a way new landscape because you got Watchmen, you got Dark Knight Returns, you got Daredevil, you got all this more adult oriented comic books. So it did affect comic book writing in a way. You don't get this very simplistic like the bad guys fight good guys and the end. No. There we get much more complexity. And this story, Under the Siege, was actually the first. It's not that Avengers never had complexity, they did. But this was new example of what Avengers and superhero comic books could have been at the time. So this is like Epic Collection editions, which are like chronologically collected issues of Marvel Comics. So here you can see Spine. This is actually new type of placement of the logo. Yeah, that's very, very good art here. Basically, the whole point of these volumes, they are. Yes, inside they're very chronological, but printing wise, they're actually very sporadic. So you get volume 16, then you might get volume 2, volume 10, and it's very sporadic. This particular volume collects Avengers 264 to 277, Annual 15, Alpha 539, West Coast Avengers Annual 1. So yeah, this is actually has like almost 440 something pages. Yeah, 442, 43. Yeah, and you get, all these pages and stuff. As you might guess, actually Under Siege isn't such, it's not 400-page story. You get like additional stories. You get stories that actually set up the Under the Siege. Like they plant some seeds there and there. You can see Wasp, who's actually now team leader. There's also Black Knight, who is sorta. Okay, that's nice view. You got a Black Knight who likes Wasp, obviously. There's somebody trying to do this. You get Captain Marvel, who is I think second in command, who's very powerful. And then you actually get another nice view. So that's, I guess, good for 80s. Yeah. Basically fight bad guys, and then you actually get like tying epilogue to I think Secret Wars 2. So yeah, I think you kind of need to read Secret Wars in order to get the story. Like it even says special epilogue to Secret Wars 2. So yeah, I guess there is explanation, of course, but I think you kind of do need to read Secret Wars 2 to understand. On standalone, this actually still makes sense. It's still kind of interesting to see this Beyonder character. Yeah. Then after it, you actually get very good story, second best story in a book that is basically has to do with the Kank. Kank is like Avengers, Fantastic Four type of villain. He is basically a time-traveling villain who wants to rule the world and eternity. So it's very hard science fiction. He's a very mysterious character. Like we don't really know, is he like related to Fantastic Four? Like, is he related to Mr. Fantastic? Is he related to Doctor Doom? Is he related to both of them? Or is there some kind of family there? There's actually a Fantastic Four issue that says that Kang might be Doctor Doom. So there's a very, very, very complicated, very traditionally science fiction type complicated story. So yeah, it's a very good story overall. Second best, of course. Then you actually get like Namor centric story. He's no more king, so he's exiled. There's new king Etuma, who's kind of a villain and kind of bad guy. So you see that people actually don't like that now Namor is Avenger, because there's tension between Atlantis and human world. But there are actually some people, as you can see, that's for Namor. As you know, Namor was World War II. He was fighting for allies, so with Captain and Human Torch, original one. There's actually conflict between Hercules and Wasp, because Hercules kind of bit like very, very sexist type of character. He doesn't like that Wasp, a woman, is leader of the team and gives him orders. So yeah, there's quite dimension there too. Generally, this story is about Namor, and Namor actually gets to go to Atlantis because Etuma basically kidnaps his wife, girlfriend, alien creature called Marina. And there's actually Alpha Flight with Avengers trying to help Namor so they can save Marina. It's a mess story, but it's good by the end because you get a very, very emotional moment between Namor and Marina. So yeah, for that moment alone, it's good. Overall, it's kind of meh. Then you actually get annuals. You get West Coast and East Coast. So East Coast is basically like Iron Man, Tony, and Hawkeye is the leader. East Coast is Cap, Wasp, and all that. They kind of play some games, and then they actually get distracted or interrupted by mutants who are actually Brotherhood of Evil mutants. But now they are reformed as Freedom Force. As you can see, there's Blob, there's Avalanche, Mystique, and all the kind of characters, Basically, they are sent by government because somebody told government that Avengers cannot be trusted. And they actually try to find out, Avengers try to find out who is a traitor, because he's actually one of them. And that's also quite emotional. I'm not gonna spoil who it is. There's also Spider-Woman. I think it's one of her first appearance. She actually helps Avengers to escape governmental facility. So yeah, I think she then joins them in West Coast Avengers. After it, you actually get, no spoilers, you get Creme de la Creme, which is basically Under the Siege, evil planned by Baron Zemo, the son of original Baron Zemo, who assembles his own Avengers-type team of bad guys to take down Avengers once and for all. He actually has like Moonstone as a second in command, but they don't trust each other, so there's quite a conflict there, which makes it interesting, and they generally have very, very tense relationships in the team. This story is important because Zemo actually succeeds in a way, because this story, it leaves the mark not only as a good written story, but also the story that had ramifications on Avengers, because they really saw the SS head into them. It was really the lowest point of Avengers, for Avengers at that point. So yeah, I mean, of course they got a lot of low points after it, but it was the first time we actually see villains get so victorious. So yeah, this actually makes a very, very good read, and it was very hard to find before, because older trade paperbacks, they were very, very expensive, and hard to find. So now it's actually reprinted here with additional stories. So yeah, you can get it for quite, like, I think you can get it for 25, 20 bucks. I actually got it like for 16 on Amazon. So yeah, if you look for it, you can find it for a very good price. You like Avengers, you like good comic books, it is for you. Yes, it's a little bit dated, but this story, it is classic. It is what makes Avengers the team we love, and what makes comic books so enjoyable. So yeah, thanks for watching.